As photographers and creatives, we're so nitpicky about having every single project be as perfect as possible. But as business owners, we really need to look at the efficiency of our business and how we can take it up a notch so we can create at a higher rate, more volume, and create more money. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a way that you can really increase your workflow for photographers. How's it going, guys? Andrei back here. Welcome to yet another video. If you are into photography, tutorials, business, or anything of that sort, do make sure you stick around, hit that subscribe button because there is a lot of good stuff here on the channel and I'm planning on releasing so much more. But like I mentioned in the little intro, in this video, we're going to be talking about like ramping up your workflow in Lightroom or whatever you may be doing as a creative. So with that in mind, I introduce to you the Loupedeck Plus. This is a keyboard that has allowed me to really take a massive leaps and bounds into my photography and being able to edit my photos so much faster so I can get them to my clients even quicker, which means getting my money incredibly fast. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this and why it's so special, what I really appreciated about it, who it is for and who it isn't. Before we even go any further though, I always start off with the price because if it's already out of your price point, you might just have to save up. This goes for 250 American dollars. So you're looking at about 320 Canadian dollars. What this does, it's a very intuitive editing keyboard. You can use it for Lightroom, you can use it for Camera Raw and Photoshop, After Effects, Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, even Luminar. So there are so many options and possibilities with this keyboard, and that's what I absolutely love. First things first, what I use it for is for color grading my photos, just so I can keep a consistent set. So it's very simple because if you see over here, it does have a copy and paste button. So the moment you have your settings all figured out, it's simple as copying over from one photo, going to the other, same thing as you do in Lightroom, but without all those extra clicks. It's literally two buttons, copy and paste. So this is mainly really good for color correcting because you have all these knobs, all these dials you get to adjust and fine tune every single little one. So with the copy and paste feature, if a photo might be slightly exposed differently than your previous one, then this is where you can make those subtle adjustments in the shadows, highlights, temperature, tint, whatever it may be. So it literally has the full functionality of Lightroom for myself. That's strictly the only program I'm using it for. I didn't necessarily like it for Premiere Pro, but for Lightroom, it was incredible. With the dial, you can crop, you can tilt. It's so much faster than going into all those little settings. Other than that, another preference of mine was whenever I was like doing some of my settings, going down to camera calibration, you know, when you're tweaking the colors, left, right, and center, saturation, this, that, then if your exposure gets messed up, you have to scroll all the way to the top, back in the Lightroom UI, all the way to the top, and then fix it afterwards. With this, I don't actually have that problem. I do my camera calibration, and then if my exposure gets messed up, simple tweaks, clarity, contrast, very subtle, and it works super, super well. Another feature that I really, really love about this is, you know how in Lightroom, you want to double click something to reset it? This is simple. If you want to reset your exposure, you just click it and it goes. Same thing goes for the color wheels. If you mess up the colors and you don't like it too much, you can always just click the button and it goes back. Right here, you have 3 custom modes, so you can go between hue, saturation, and luminance. So that's super, super handy. You have your export button, custom modes, and one of the biggest reasons that I love this is because I do a lot of headshot photography and wedding photography. So for both of those, the biggest thing that actually happens is culling photos. So culling pretty much stands for organizing or picking the best ones. So how I use this for culling my photos. Right here, you have your shift, control, all these other options, but you can also see colors and a certain amount of dashes. 1 dash stands for rating 1, 5 stands for rating 5. So the way I cull my photos with this, and it's super fast, go through all the photos real fast, rate them 5, all for the one that you want rated. And then when you are done, you hit the dash or color button right here, and then it switches to a color mode. The software itself is really intuitive, so it'll tell you on your computer. And then I just go through all the ones that I actually want to edit. If I tell a client I'm only giving up 10 photos, I go and I set the color to green for the 10 best photos of the best ones that I selected that I rated 5. So that is for me, a huge time saver when I'm trying to find my photos and when I already have a theme set for the edit. So that also goes hand in hand for weddings. You have your color grade after you cull all of your photos, and everything's super, super fast with very minute changes that you might have to make. It is expensive. The build quality is pretty good. There are other ways to like make this like makeshift and do DIY version, but it is fairly complicated. So for what you get, this is really good. I will warn you though, if you do a lot of like skin retouching and stuff like that in Lightroom, you can't really do a whole lot of that. Like you can open up brushes, you can open up some of the adjustments and radials and radial filter, all those filters, but you can't necessarily do brushes, right? That's the difficult part. So I am also a portrait photographer. So if I'm doing anything portrait photography where I have to go retouch skin, do all those sorts of things, this ain't it, unfortunately. It really isn't, but I still love it nonetheless. I got a chance to use it and I'm super stoked. So I want to know if you guys either have this product, have anything similar, or if you have any specific tips or tricks that you guys actually know for speeding up your workflow, how you guys go faster about like delivering photos and doing all that stuff, editing as well, so you can get your money that much quicker. This is where I'm going to wrap up the video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and definitely stick around, subscribe, and give a thumbs up to the video. It helps me out a ton, and I'm slowly growing. We're slowly getting there, working, editing, making YouTube videos for you guys. So take along on the journey, and I'll hopefully, definitely see you guys in the next video. Peace.